All right, this is Jared Smith with Blackfin. You can find me at goblackfin.com. I am doing an SEO audit today on rankinlaw.com. And our goal is really just to go through the site and see what sort of issues come up. So the first thing I like to do whenever I come to a new website is just get kind of an overall look and feel for the site. I want to determine from a first-time user perspective whether or not this is a company I would do business with. I certainly like all these trust symbols. That's great. 10.0 rating from Avo is certainly good. But there's other things that I think would maybe improve the user experience, maybe improve conversions. First thing I noticed actually up here was the missing social media icons. I would try to get those fixed. People generally like to read content, black text on a white background. You can tell, especially in this area here, that it can be a little bit difficult for someone to read that. So you may want to consider just changing the background there. But otherwise, you've definitely done an okay job. I would probably change the copyright. This isn't really a usability thing. I kind of have a feeling that Google, Google, we have to understand, is really smart, and they're going to be checking absolutely everything that they can to determine the rank for a web page. So I would imagine they're checking copyrights. If they see that the copyright is old, they may be like, hey, this site hasn't been updated realistically since 2011. So that may be something you'll want to look into. So anyway, those are just a couple ideas from a usability standpoint. Let's dive into the SEO. So clearly, we could tell here, I'm guessing this is your H1 or your header tag. Let me take a quick peek here. Yes, so here's your H1. It's always good to have your main headline in an H1, so let's go back. So you're targeting San Diego divorce lawyer. I'm guessing that that's your primary keyword. You actually have divorce lawyer and family law attorney. So you're covering lawyer and attorney and family law and divorce. That's pretty good. The leading, may want to back that up with some data. I think when you make a statement like that, it may be a little bit hard to believe. But if you said, hey, we've handled 5,000 cases, or you throw out some big number, people will just automatically assume, hey, these guys must be the leading law firm in San Diego for divorce and family law. So just something to think about. So now we have some subheadlines here. You have the keyword once again in that subheadline. And actually, this keyword is a link back to the homepage with the title San Diego Divorce Attorney. Okay. And once again, another subheadline with San Diego Divorce Attorney. Divorce attorney, child support lawyer. See, honestly, that's a little bit overboard. I would suggest probably cutting back a little bit, because especially with the Panda update, they're definitely going to ding your website for over optimization if you're stuffing every subheadline with keywords. And aside of that, it's if you were just a regular user reading this content, trying to figure out if you're going to use this law firm, seeing all these keywords is not gonna help conversion. So we got bolded keywords. So I would definitely tone it down. Here's more keywords, the same keywords. So looks like that was a link. So yeah, I would definitely tone down the SEO. I would say today more than ever, you don't have to overdo it. Google is smart enough to look at your web page. They can figure out, assuming you have your address on here, you do, that you're in San Diego. They can tell by reading your content with their bots that you're a divorce law firm. They can see, wow, look at this. Look at all these posts. They're all on divorce or child support and family law. So Google's pretty smart. You don't have to really spell it out for them anymore. You can be a lot more subtle, which is great for the user experience. as it, you're not really stuffing your content with keywords. So I would tone that down a little bit. Let's just take a look at, I actually wanted to look at your title tag real quick. So the title tag is really important. If we do a search, let's just open up a new tab here real quick. Rankin Law. Do a search in Google. Oddly enough, your homepage doesn't show up first, which it should. So that's a little bit unusual. It's a little bit I'm kind of concerned about that. But anyway, this is the title tag. This is the title tag. All these blue links are the title tags for those pages. The title tag is actually one of the most important parts of your web page. It's actually not visible on your web page. If we go back here, you can't see your title tag on this page. You actually have to go to the code, view page source, do Control F for find, or actually it's at the top here. Right here. So here's your title. And this is really important for SEO purposes. And it's also important because, as we saw here, if I do a search for Rankin Law, this is what shows up in the search results. And if this is compelling, I'm going to be much more likely to click it than if it's not compelling. So let's go back. So actually, so San Diego divorce attorney, that I was hoping to see actually your title tag for your homepage here, but we'll go back and look at the code. So San Diego divorce attorney, family law attorney, San Diego, Richard M. Rankin. Yeah, so first of all, this is too long. This is not going to all show up in Google. As you can see, you have kind of a limited amount of space. This page is not your home page, but it's also getting cut off. And I would argue that if Google doesn't have to, if Google can show the whole title tag, it's probably going to help your results. I don't have any data to back that up necessarily. It's just kind of a gut feeling just based on experience. I would probably use the hyphens instead of the pipe symbols. I feel like those work a little bit better. And ultimately, you don't have to repeat the city. Please don't repeat the city more than once. You only need to put it in there one time, and that'll be all you need. You don't need to put your zip code in there either. So just something simple like San Diego divorce attorney / family law. I would actually say San Diego divorce and family law attorney, and then Richard M. Rankin. That's all you need. You can rank for divorce keywords, family law keywords with that simple title tag. Okay? All right, so that's really just a brief overview for the home page. Let's go to one of your sub pages, like the divorce page is obviously important. First thing I notice here, you have a short URL structure. That is awesome. I was looking at another website today, and their primary practice area page was actually 3 levels deep. It was something like this, so like category, practice area, divorce. And I actually did a study once on Amazon.com and noticed that they have most of their product pages in the first or second category. So obviously they've done incredibly well in Google, and I took that data and did really a case study with a client where we took their truck accident page that was like 3 or 4 levels deep. They're in a very competitive market, personal injury law in Chicago, and they were ranking on the 4th page for, I believe it was Chicago truck accident lawyer. All we did to that page in this time frame was just take it from, it was like 3 or 4 levels deep to 1 level. So basically taking it from like that to that. And it was 2 weeks later, they went from the 4th page of Google to the 1st page of Google, doing nothing else. So it does play a pretty big role, and I would encourage you, I mean, actually your deal is fine here, but if you have other pages on the site that are deeper, but that are really important to Google, you may want to look at that, okay? So divorce is your title tag, or your H1 here. That's fine. San Diego divorce planning. Not sure how many people are searching for divorce planning. So may want to rethink that, unless you have shown that works well. One of the things I like to do, just kind of a quick side note for keyword research, if if I see something like this and I'm trying to figure out, is that a good keyword or not? What you can do is go to Google, type in San Diego divorce. And so these are, most of the people are going to type in San Diego divorce and be like, okay, yes, it's one of these 4 options. And so if you're, I can do P. So even, putting P in there, planning is still not in there. Planner. So I'm guessing that there's not too many people that are searching for planning based upon that brief research. So yeah, I'm kind of seeing the same thing again as the homepage: San Diego divorce attorneys, San Diego divorce lawyers, San Diego divorce attorneys. Family law practice really over optimized, unfortunately. So you guys will want to, wow, just tone that down. Once again, you don't have to have it so overly optimized, for sure. So yeah, I would tone that down a little bit. Let's look at your title tag. Oops. Oh, also here's another thing. Meta name keywords. Google really doesn't use the keywords tag anymore. Like I said, they're pretty smart. They can tell what a page is about without you telling them, hey, my page is about all of this stuff. So you really don't need to include that anymore. So here's your title: Divorce Lawyer, Attorney, San Diego Litigation, Military Divorce. So once again, I think that I would put the emphasis on creating something that, yes, it has your keywords, but it's also interesting enough that somebody's going to click on it. Okay. I wouldn't target military divorce on this page. If that's something you want to go after, I'd probably create a new page, only because this is kind of your general divorce page, and you'll do better if you want to target military keywords by creating a completely new military divorce page. Everything on the page is targeting military divorce, keywords. Okay. So let's just take a look at a couple tools I have pulled up here. SEMrush.com. Let's see if they have any interesting data for us to use while we wait for that to show up. Oh, so this tells me that you guys had, looks like maybe a pay-per-click campaign here in February of 2014. Okay, and you ran it again in June of 2014. But ultimately, this site has really never had much SEO traffic, at all. So there could be some deeper issues. One of the things I think about when I see something like this, when I also, did the search for rank and law and nothing came up, it definitely makes me go, oh wow, let's kind of look into this. So let's do a search for site : and it's rankinlaw.com. Yeah. So rankinlaw.com, nothing, no homepage link. That's very unusual. We could do a search for, I don't know, we'll do a search for our own site, goblackfin.com, and you're going to notice that our homepage shows up first. It's very, very rare that homepage link does not show up first. So that means there's definitely some issues going on. There may be some actually interesting data in Google Webmaster Tools, which Google is, of course, suggesting you look at. So that would be definitely a good suggestion on my part for you to review. Okay. Yeah, so unfortunately, this site really hasn't had any search engine traffic. So here are the websites that link to you. We use a tool called ahrefs.com, and this tool will go in. It'll tell you, here are the sites that are linking to you. And it'll give me an idea of, hey, is this site maybe penalized from past SEOs that have worked on it, or are you in good shape? All right. So Avo, obviously a pretty normal link for a law firm to have. eHow, it's a very large site. It's probably an okay link. Divorce Source, probably an okay link. Justia, these are all normal. These are all normal links for a law firm to have. PR Web and lawyers.com. This looks like a directory, kind of spammy maybe, so that may be a link that you'll want to look at. One of the things I like to do with new clients is I like to run their sites through link research tools. And what this does, I'm not going to log in, but what this does is it will tell you basically how spammy your link profile is. It'll tell you, hey, did that last SEO firm do a good job or a bad job? And if they did a bad job, if they got some crappy links, it'll show you which links you should either try to remove or disavow, which can definitely be helpful as you move forward and try to improve rankings. So it looks like we're starting to see some maybe low-level directory links. What is this? Let's take a look at maybe some of these. This looks like press release. But these links are interesting. Let's take a look. Yeah. So these these pages are really only created to link to you. They're linking to you 3 times. Okay. Yeah, probably not a good idea. This website does not support my browser. Let's close that down. I have Google Chrome, which is the most popular browser online. I'm not sure why that wouldn't work for them. All right, so here's another one. Here's your link here. HCG drops, yourhcg.com. K social media marketing. Yeah, definitely not a good link. You don't want to have links on the same page as HCG drops, a social media marketing site. I would definitely try to remove these links, and I'm guessing linkresell.com, as we go through this, you're going to see more spammy links. And unfortunately, more recently in the last 6 months, this is pretty common. This is very common, actually. We see a lot of this on a weekly basis as attorneys contact us. So it's very normal. Your site probably was penalized, frankly, and that's why your homepage isn't showing up. That's why I actually did a search for your site earlier, San Diego Divorce Lawyer. I think you were 178 or so. So, this is something I would definitely look into. Another tool I really like to use is Google's Page Speed Insights. It gives you, it tells you exactly what you need to do to fix different issues that are causing your site to maybe run slower, or just not show up as well for users. Like, as you can see, this is your mobile version, and here's kind of an iPhone. And you can see that your site isn't responsive. Look how small that text is. So it just gives you some basic suggestions for improving user experience, for improving site speed. They also have a desktop version. I generally like for the site to be 80 plus, 85 plus. So the desktop version is it's so-so. It wouldn't be too difficult to fix those things. Mobile definitely needs some work. I think I've got Responsinator, which is my favorite tool, responsinator.com. This is what your site looks like, on an iPhone 3 or 4. Here's the landscape version. Here's this is what your website looks like on an iPhone 5. So you can see that, the site is definitely not responsive. I would suggest making it responsive. It'll definitely improve. This is a tablet, what it looks like on mobile devices. All right. So this is another website I like to use, Pingdom. It tells me how fast or how slow your website's loading. 60 seconds, I'm guessing that was some sort of error, so let's just run that again. In a similar fashion to the Google PageSpeed Insights, this one, this tool will also tell you, I guess I'm gonna have to wait till this loads. So your site really is loading pretty slow. Let's take a look real quick. Maybe it's down. No, it loaded. You can see it's still loading. So there's some aspect of this page that is really loading slow. Yeah, I'd probably have to dig in further. But anyway, if you go to performance grade, and once again, it's taking 60 seconds. I don't know what the deal is with that. It must be maxing it out. It'll tell you, here's some ideas for improving your site and the time it takes to load. All right. So that was about it. Let's just see here if there's anything. I have taken up 21 minutes of your time. So, I mean, those were definitely some ideas to start with, and you can always go from there. So again, this is Jared Smith, goblackfin.com. We specialize in promoting law firm websites with SEO.